Now, some of you might be surprised that I'm making a Razor character video. How strong is Razor is a title you see. And honestly, Razor rarely gets brought up in a lot of Hunter x Hunter discussions when I see the comment section. Though some people do bring him up, I don't see it as much as other characters. Now, this is my first video on Razor, so that says a lot about me. But I always wanted to do a video on Razor, but there's little information that we know about him. He hasn't really been in an actual true battle to actually understand how strong is Razor like other characters. But I do want to say this, that hasn't stopped me with discussing power scaling. You guys saw me do a video on Jing and Silva. Now Silva has been in battle, but you saw me do it on Jing. We've seen Jing minimal combat stuff from Jing. So definitely want to say I've always thought his power was highlighted. So today we'll discuss how truly powerful is Razor. Now Razor's Nen ability is emitter. Yes, he's an emitter. Some other notable emitters is Leorio, so definitely want to say to understand where you see what kind of power and ability he has. And we see with his emitter technique, forming a ball, destroying boats, ships, killing an inmate of his that knew Nen, because we know all the inmates on Greed Island knew Nen. So definitely he has showcased power with his emitter techniques. And I do want to say this, the most biggest thing he showcased was those 8 anthropomorphic Nen beasts that he created in that crazy game of dodgeball that they were playing. We still haven't seen his battle power in an actual combat like I stated, but honestly, just from these normal stuff he's been showing, if he goes full power, I'm actually a little bit shook to see what he actually is capable of. Now, I definitely have to discuss the dodgeball game because that's where he mostly was showcasing and flexing. And honestly, he was going at it mostly with Gon, Killua, and Hisoka. We see a situation where Gon sent a crazy ball to him and he actually absorbed it and brought it back to him, send it back to Gon. So we saw Hisoka try to grab it, broke some fingers. This showcased that this guy Razor has no chill. And I definitely want to say now Gon wasn't really at his highest point when he did this. He did get way stronger in the Chimera Ant-Arc. I still think that Razor, this is a very notable moment and it definitely is hype. Another cool moment that always made me look at Razor in a significant light was the situation of Finks. Finks is the most physically strongest Phantom Troupe member currently. The former one is Evogan, but y'all know what happened to him, Kirby. We all saw what happened. I don't need to mention. I don't even want to mention it. So we see, I want to move on. But still, Finks, the most physically strongest Phantom Troupe member, and he took note of Razor's power. When he went to Greed Island on the boat, he actually said he peacefully left. And that's shocking because Phantom Troupe members usually don't do that. So it just showcases the respect that Razor gets just from his power. He definitely is legitimized in this moment. Another cool fact about Razor is he was a prisoner. He was a bad person, a criminal. And that's why Jing caught him and brought him to Greed Island to do the things that they did. He was also a creator of Greed Island. His Nen was very important when it comes to the cards. I still think that is very important because a top 5 Nen user was able to capture him. Now that showcased that maybe Jing was only one who actually was able to capture Razor because he's a top 5 Nen user and so powerful in his Nen. So I definitely want to say this says a lot about Razor's power. If Razor was caught by someone like nobody, okay, then we could say, okay, what was going on? But he was caught by someone who's legit, Jing Freak. So I think that was very interesting. In my opinion, the simple, basic answer to say that Razor is Hisoka level. This is the obvious answer everyone that usually says because in the data book, Razor is exactly on Hisoka's level. They're both, I believe, 24s out of 30 in the data book. So that's very interesting. But I don't want to go with this simple answer. I'm honestly going to give my own opinion on this situation. Data book, sometimes a lot of people don't like to take it into when it comes to discussing power scaling. I want to say this. I think the minimum Razor, if you want to say minimum, if you want to actually lowball Razor, you could say Morel, you could say Kite. That's actually a minimum for me. And those guys are legit. Honestly, I think that those guys are legit. But maximum, I think that Razor honestly could be on the same level as characters like Biscuit or Crollo. He has been solid in what we've seen and he hasn't really been in a combat ability moment. If he definitely showcases his full power and I see it and I'm like, whoa, like I said, people might say Biscuit and Crollo, that's very shocking because Crollo was going up against Silva and Zeno. The whole situation of power scaling there is also confusion for a lot of people. But I'll say this right now, Biscuit also was a very powerful character. The 2 characters who've seen her true power were shook. We saw Killua when he saw the true Biscuit, it was definitely shook. So I definitely want to say that it's something that I think that maximum, if I'm giving the biggest credit, I think that you could say Biscuit, Rolo, but if minimum, Morel, Kite level. But honestly, the safe answer, like I said, is the Hisoka level because of the data booklet. But that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on Razor's power scaling. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Razor? Where do you think his power level relies? Do you think he's way stronger? Do you think he's way weaker than I said? I want to hear your guys' opinion because you guys are the people who are very knowledgeable in Hunter x Hunter. I'll be honest with you, a lot of times you guys catch me when I make a mistake, and I think that's very cool. So tell me your thoughts, like and share if you enjoyed, like and share only if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Hunter x Hunter content. I'm NenMac, and I'm gone.